Argento goes into the mainstream with Phenomena. It is a supernatural giallo flick that just works. The plot. Jennifer, played by Jennifer Connelly, is a transfer student. She is going up on her way up to Italy, and she has this telepathic connection to insects. So when a murder takes place like a few months prior, like 7 or 8 months, it's not really a few, but you know what I mean. Donald Pleasance's character, who studies insects, is forced to determine how long the body was dead for. When Jennifer and Donald collide and they make their acquaintances, they soon learn that they can both be of use to each other in solving a horrific murder by a psychotic murderer. Can the flies help, or will your hopes just fly away? That was stupid. But this isn't stupid. This is something different. They could have just done a simple slasher story with a giallo mix, but they threw something totally different into the giallo genre for Argento's sake. Like I said, it's a great combination between the supernatural genre and the giallo genre. They're both subgenres that work great together to create this fantasy horror genre. The storyline of insects and murder is actually really interesting. Things I never knew I learned from watching Phenomena. If they're true or not, that hasn't been determined yet, but still. Dario Argento first came up with the idea when he found out that insects can determine how long a body's been dead for. That's disgusting, but awesome. I loved the performances by Jennifer Connelly and Donald Pleasance, where they work off each other well. The acting is a bit hammy from a few characters, but that mostly has to do with the dubbing, not their performances. Inga, played by a chimpanzee, is a chimpanzee, who is my favorite character. One of my favorites. He's like in the 3 bests in my opinion. And by the end, you will see why. She is awesome. But on set is a different story. Jennifer Connelly got her finger bitten off, had to be rushed to the emergency room. They got it reattached. God knows what they did afterwards. Kill the ape one. Kill the ape one. No! Inga! My favorite character. It's got a pretty good pace. For a near 2-hour flick, I was never really that bored. There were some dream sequences that went on a bit too long, but they were stylish nevertheless. It's actually 116 minutes to be exact. I know so much. There is some great camera work and just plain shots in this film. I in particular loved the underwater scene near the end. It's such a beautiful spectacle. The whole movie is just magical. It puts a spell on you and keeps you watching. It never wants to relinquish you from its grasp, not until the very end. Its dreamlike quality knows how to pull you in. The gore, the effects. There are a couple of shockingly stylish decapitations in this film. There's lots of blood and stabbings. It's one of Argento's more disgusting features in his earlier works. There's one scene where Jennifer Connelly falls into this nasty pit of dead bodies. It is the stuff of grotesque imagination. The way the bodies are decayed and what's inside the pit with her, like all the muck and decayed flesh. Oh, it's gross. It's like eating an old rib sandwich and you're like, this is not right. It's utterly disturbing. Sounded like Lucky Charms, except for there's nothing lucky about that. The effects are great at times, and okay in others. They had this effect where they had the flies going across the moon or in front of a building. What they did was put coffee grains in the water and just put it over the film, like a filter, if you will. And they superimposed it and made it look like it was blotting out the sky or covering a building. I think they superimposed it. They could have just... Yeah, I'm talking too much here. Also, there's a stabbing that leaves the knife protruding out of the fake head's mouth. The fake head looked kind of fake. The swarm effect is also kind of a bit weird, but still, I think it works for what they were going with, a dreamlike sequence. Those effects are not enough to deter me from loving this film, though. Hell, they give charm to it. The motion picture soundtrack, Goblin Returns, and they fail to disappoint. Gotcha. The score, it's a phenomena, is hypnotic, haunting, and phenomenal. There are also a few Iron Maiden and Motorhead songs that don't fit at all. It's a bit nitpicky, but it doesn't hurt the film too much. While it is no masterpiece, it is still a lot of fun. I loved watching it again for a second time. It knows how to pull you in and make you watch an insane climax unfold. And then it gets crazy and awesome. Overall, I give Phenomena a 4 out of 5. Thank you all for watching, and I am Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Twitter and Facebook fan pages in the description below and leave comments and subscribe.